So the question everyone was asking me last week at the World Procurement Congress is what is happening with the job market? And the follow-up question was often what is happening at Coupa in the light of the Thoma Bravo acquisition and the departure of the CEO, Rob Bernstein. So let's look at the job market first, then we'll talk about some news from Coupa, which is just happening this week. So the overall picture has been fairly similar now since about the end of February. Fairly flat demand, increasing amounts of people coming onto the job market, so supply's up, particularly senior people, because the senior end of the market's been quite quiet. And so almost the reverse of the market conditions that we experienced, particularly last year when demand was through the roof, supply was constrained, and there's a real talent shortage. So that this switch around has taken the heat out of the increase in salaries, and the overall picture, as I say, has been similar for a while. And that's made up of a few things. You've got various organisations not increasing headcount and some not even replacing leavers. Of course, we had some redundancies in the year, of course, as well in the back end of last year. We've got other organisations that are just taking a very opportunistic approach to cherry picking great talent when they see someone they really can add great value to their organisation. And then the rest are typically growing cautiously when financial conditions allow. And so what you've got there is, as I say, fairly flat demand, but more and more people coming to the job market, particularly senior people. So that's the overall picture. And I don't see that changing really till at least the third quarter of this year. There were some conversations last week, people asking me what that will look like, and also some people asking me about what the hiring market will be like for them once they bring in people in the third quarter of the year. So we may see some slight increase in demand, but I don't see a return to the excesses of last year anytime soon. However, we have got a significant event in our digital procurement and supply chain market, because after months of speculation since the deal was originally announced in December for Thoma Bravo to buy Coupa, we're now starting to finally hear what's going on. So last week, we were still in speculation mode, and people were openly talking about 30 to 40% headcount cuts at Coupa. Now, I think that was a bit of Chinese whispers. I certainly didn't buy that particular size of reduction myself. I didn't see Coupa doing that, given the position they built. But I was advised this morning that at long last, communication is now going out to people about whether their jobs are safe or potentially at risk. And the very early estimates that I'm getting are maybe up to as much as 20% headcount reduction. But that's still based on some very limited intelligence. I need to speak to more people to get a clearer picture, and it'll take us a few days to establish that. But that's what we've heard so far. Now, whether it's 20% or less, maybe it's 10%, that's still an awful lot of very talented people hitting the job market at the same time in fairly flat hiring market conditions. And that's got to have an impact. It will be fascinating to observe what's going to happen now as other organisations see all this great talent at Coupa, some that will leave, some that might still feel a little unsettled even though their jobs apparently are safe. Will organisations move to cherry pick that talent or not? Will those Coupa people get re-employed in the sector, or will they have to go and do different things in different marketplaces? And that's something we'll be really trying to build a clear picture of over the next few weeks. And I would expect we'll be supporting quite a lot of Coupa people in their quest to find a new role. And I'm sure we'll be fielding calls from organisations that are potentially interested in hiring some of those people. And if you are in either camp, of course, we'd love to hear from you. On the subject, getting back to last week at the World Procurement Congress, thank you to everyone who gave me such lovely feedback about how much they value these videos and our intelligence, the fact that it gives them information they don't get from elsewhere. On that, if you want a more detailed picture, our new insider was published last week. That's an excellent one. We've got a special ESG section and all the usual analysis. So you can register for that on our website, or you can get it through my LinkedIn post, or by contacting myself, Simon Edbury, or Pete Brophy directly. And so, yeah, that should be a very valuable reading for all those in the sector. You can also still get our most recent salary report, which dates back to the first quarter of the year. And as I say, if you want any guidance on any aspect of this, then please do get in touch. Thanks for taking the time to watch it. I hope you found it useful. And I'll update you again as soon as I can, and I've heard more news on what's going on at Coupa.